What's up? I'm on Last Chaos, all that good stuff. My day's going pretty good, hopefully yours is. Can always leave a comment on that if you wish. Are you having success, or are you not? So, to start with, how about we figure out why it is that it is not? Is there an absence of willingness? That's a previous video, in case it is you do not know. Is it that you are in a stage of sorrow's deep? Questions I'm asking. If it is that you can answer these, can tell you what it is that you might be doing wrong. Is it that maybe there's a lack of consistency? Is it that you're not following the 3Ds? By the way, these are all videos I am referencing before what you're seeing at the point that I am referencing. It either speaks about the issue or describes what it feels like while you're dealing with the issue. Is it that it's the darkest moment? Is it darker than any black? Is it that in the battle that chooses you, you're not willing to fight back? Stressing the points, what it is you might be doing wrong for this first section. By the way, in case you don't know what it is I speak of upon this day. Is it that you do not have a persistence? Is it that you're unable to make a mountain move because of all of the above? It will not move. Is it that your state of mind is incorrect? Is it that you do not know how to properly project? Is it that your morals do not show through? Is it do you not know what it is that is the source, that is the one that guides you? Is it that you do not have the proper orientation instruments using correctly? Like a map and compass that need to be oriented correctly. Every single one of these are videos, by the way. Ones that I have made over the last year and a half before this day. Is it that you never follow through? Is it that when it is you declare, there is no arrow that goes into the air? Is it that you pay attention to comments that another might make? Is it that you wait too long to act? Or do you do it within time? Is it that at the day's end or the day's start, Preparation for the day that you are currently seeing before it happened to have start. Is it that you do not defend your helms deep? Is it that you do not push forward? Instead of standing on your feet? Is it that these moments do not matter? Is it that you forget that your response, it matters? Is it that you do not know what it is that you want? Every single one of these are either videos or shorts, just so you know. Is it that you don't know? Is it that among the new year? Is it that you experience fear? Is it that you do not try something new? Is it that you do not have a different view? Is it that you have determined you are less? Is it that you settle for less when it is never settle for less? Is that holding back? Do you not know that is what you get? Is it that there is no sunrise? Is it that you do not have open eyes? Still, every single one a video. Figured I'd mention that. And each one describes what it is or what the issue is. Or the feeling. Is it that you're not a brilliant, brave, seclusive warrior? Is it that you're a tortoise, bombastic and relaxed? Is it that it's not the right one for you? Is it hard to find what it is that you need to find? When searching in the midst of your search, is it that you're not humble and relentless? Is it that a lack of understanding? Misconceptions on what it is you think you are understanding? Is it that you do not have a source of courage? Is it that you do not have the flavor required to have that courage? Is it that these are things you do not notice? If it was brought to your attention, would you notice? Is it that you think that you are not a king or queen? Is it that there are certain things you will never experience or will see? Is it as you are looking, what is it that you see? Is it that you are confused and bewildered? And my next reference has yet to be posted, but are there failed attempts? Is it that you have a shield that does not push back because you focus too much on these failed attempts? Is it that you could not see? Is it that? What would it be? Now I'm done with references. I might make a few more. But if any one of these fall under the category of what it is that you can say yes, this is why success you do not get. Is it something that you treated like a lover? Do you guard the love of this lover? Is it that you don't please this partner? Makes me wonder. You wonder why it is no success and no plunder? Is there a lack in any one of these that I have mentioned? If you can say yes, you know what the problem is. Is there an absence of willingness to address such things as this? Is it that you live your life like a cup and make it the fullest? You fill it up? Or is it that you do none of these? Is it that you say yes to any one of these? And you wonder why it is that disappointment grows. Hmm. For you are the only one that knows. Now what will be your response? Will you do something, or are you not humble and relentless enough to give a response? If it is that you are unwilling to answer any one of these questions, you are one that falls under the following: an absence of willingness. Do you like the cup you get? Maybe this is something different. A different view, a new state of mind that can be brought to you. If it is, you know what it is you've done incorrect. Maybe you can learn upon how it is to correctly project what it is that is internal to what it is that is you wish to be external. By doing such things, you answer questions of why it is success is not among the things you have seen, and why it is, and why it happens to be. Do you have misconceptions upon what it is, and why it is what it is? Would it be that hard to be persistent? Be one that is consistent? One that chooses to fight the battle that has chosen you? So the question is, what response will be from you? Would it be that, as far as what it is that is internal is shown for what it is and what you wish to be or see external? Would you do such a thing, demonstrate upon the fact, and make it be seen? Now, you might have noticed a switch. If it is, I'm asking these questions after I said no more references a little while ago. Depending on what it is that you would give your answer, gives you the information upon what it is that you need your answer. Like the last one I just happened to ask. If it was no, well, I think you get the point. Of course, an edge of a knife. You're the one that chooses if it is that you have strife, or if it is that you have life. Is it a sword, or is it a knife? Which stance is it that you hold? Is it that you will not be bold? Would it be that you would hold for you think that your effort is gotten old? I'm asking questions upon what it is that you might be doing wrong. You are the only one that can answer if it is that you are doing any one of these wrong. If it is that you are willing to answer, knowing truth. That is the root of your answer. Maybe might you be a little bit honest? Is it that maybe you are? Is it that this age of a knife against yourself? Is it that maybe you do not have the love like a lover should toward a passion that to properly do what it is that you need to do? This aspiration, it must be considered a lover to you. For if it is not, your source is not big enough in this spot. Is it that when life tries to stop you, you are not a boxer that knows how to bob and weave, so life cannot stop you? Is it that you do not have the heart, family, or love? Is it that your perception is below and not above? Is it that you do not think above? Is it that you do not think above and beyond what it is? That is, whatever it's of. Is it that you're not willing to try something new? Is it that what next will you try is something that is not true about you, for you will not try? Is it that you don't have the concentration? Is it that you do not have the devotion? Is it that it's little distractions? Is something distracting? Is it that the outside noise gets it to where you do not pay attention to your inner voice? Is it that your heart is not in the right place? Is it that misunderstandings in this place? Are these things that you're trying to be coy and sly about? Trying to lie about? Is it that changes have not occurred, so this state of mind with a different view cannot be something that can or will occur? Is it that you're not willing to learn? Is it that you're not trying to get the information that you would need? Is it that these are things you just cannot see? Do you ever consider things that might need to be considered? Do you ever take the moment that you're in as a crucial moment? Is it that you ever think of the crit factor? Is it that you do not know there are tables that can be turned? Is it that you do not know there's a tipping point to every situation, regardless when or where that is that point? Do you not know that your response happens to matter? Would it? Would it matter? Are these things that are not seen? Would you notice if it was they were not seen? Do you not realize what it is that could be? Are you able to see past what it is that you see now? Are you able to know that in order for change you must act now? Would it be that you would be willing to do such things? Would it be that you would have something that could guide you for these things? Would it be that you would do it in a way that could not show that you did not do it the right way? Would you have something that would guide you, regardless what it is that you would see for that would guide you? Would it be that you would know how it is you were to act, even when it was that you were speaking about yourself? Do you not realize that, in truth, every time you speak about yourself, you are the one that commands upon what it is that will happen? Do you not realize it does matter upon what it is you say that will happen? Is it that you care enough about yourself that any one of these answers, you would answer them for yourself? Would it make you question upon the fact if you are one that pushes forward and chooses to act, or one that just sits back? Would you be happy with all of that? Would it be that you would actually do something when it is that you say that you will do something? Would it be that there would be actions that are followed after what it is that you say? Would it be that you would prove upon the fact you will be consistent from day to day? Would you prove upon the devotion of the fact that you would do that? Do you have the determination within to do that? Would you be able to manifest it from what it is that you believe to make it to where everyone else can clearly see? Would it be that you would never act upon such things because you have an unwillingness to do such things? Would it be that the change you wanted to have, but you did not have the mindset for this to be demonstrated for what it is you wish to have. Would it be that you would be willing? Or is it that, regardless what is said or you seen, you are not willing? Would it be that you do not understand? At some point, when it is no longer can you stand, that you will think back upon the fact of what it is you did not stand. With the point that you will regret what it is that you chose not to do, and the reward you could not get. Do you not know it takes hard work to get where it is you wish to be? Are these things that you actually truthfully wish to see? For what it is that is manifested upon the out proves upon what it is in truth you are about. If it is that you are one that do not wish for actions you will not see on the outside, and there is proof of this, you cannot lie to yourself. How many times do you have to tell yourself? How many times have you told that lie? Do you truthfully wish for your dream to die? You are the only one that determines such things. Why would it be that you would want such things? Think that you do not have resources? Of course, some are seclusive that you can only get it in a certain way to get such resources. Some you have to do certain things to get. Some are seclusive. Only certain groups will you be able to get. Is it not that you wish to go above and beyond any mountain that stands before you? If it stands in front of you, that is up to you. If it is with your mindset, and it is that you see in a different view, this mountain cannot and will not stand in front of you. But of course, your perspective and the way that you see. These are things and why it happens to be. If it is that you are not able to manifest upon what the feeling you get, when it is the situation you happen to get, upon the external, and prove what it is that has been internalized in your heart, how do you expect to get far? Is it that in the battle that has chosen you, the one that has been affected and scarred is you? Is it that your keep has been overtaken, even though, in truth, if you believe it can never be taken? Is it that you are confused and bewildered? Why it is You're not seeing the results you wish to get? Do you not realize that you decide what it is that you get? Regardless of forces seen or not. With a sword of truth and a shield that pushes back, you can defeat any one of those that considers or falls under that. Is it that you have not chosen for the sun to rise? To stay what it is that it has rised? Is it that, as this disappointment happens to grow, this different view that you, in truth, you already know, you need to see with your eyes, is that you do not have and cannot get because of your persistence and what it is that you will not try to be above and beyond to get this state of mind that can conquer that and all beyond? Is it that you're not willing to try something new if it is that it has not worked? Are these things that you would notice if it has not worked? For being able to answer these questions truthfully, you can know the reason why you are not getting success truthfully. Is it that you are not humble and relentless? Is it that comments that are made you pay too much attention? Is it amongst these comments the edge of a knife you pay too much attention? Is it that you do not know that you can use the sword or knife that you possess, along with the actions that are manifest, to combat with truth? This is this your answer? To not act when it is in truth you know the answer? Do you act too fast, or do you do it in the time that is needed? Do you not gather upon the information that happens to be needed? At the day's end or the day's start? Do you not know what it is that causes you to have happiness? Is it that you will stand and fight for what it is that you know is right? Is it that you would seek after something that would magnify that light? Or is it that you have an unwillingness to act? Uh, I thought you wanted success. Are you having success? Are you not? Can you tell the difference? Are you willing to answer a question that can make a difference? Regardless if it is personal life or business. Regardless, it is a love life or one that is a friend. Do you not know about a midsummer's day? Are you confused and bewildered why you're not having success upon this day? Is it that you wish for it to come that way? Are you diligent in what it is that you do? Realizing or not, these moments, you do not know how much time you have in these moments. Do you live your life as it is your last? Or are you one that gives up too fast? Are you one that does not know that persistence is the key? Would you notice if any one of these applied to why it is you do not get what it is you wish to be? And you wonder upon why it is your result you happen to see? by internalizing what it is that would be your source. You would be able to handle anything. For at that point, there's nothing that can stand against you at that point. For you know your reasons. You know what gives you the source of courage. What it is that others cannot have and withstand because there are small reasons. Do you have something, a new hope that makes it to where you're able to last even when most others would not see hope? Would it be that you may not understand? Misunderstandings upon what it is that you think you understand? Would there be misconceptions upon what it is that you think is success? Making progress, even with failed attempts, is a part of success. Can you identify what it is that you have done wrong to fix it to where the next time you do not do it wrong? Regardless of personal or business life, by choosing not to get this information, you are causing yourself strife. At the day's end or the day's start. By the renewing of your mind, you can get in a state of mind that you see a new view upon whatever issue you happen to view. To where, if it is that a mountain were to stand before you, you don't even see upon the fact this mountain stands before you. For you, the mountain is not there. For you can see past what it is that another will see that it is there. But for you, you already see past it. For you already have the mindset and view to see past it. And because of this, it cannot stand before you. For you refuse to let it stand before you. What's up? It seems that I need to take an intermission, all that good stuff. Be a great time for you to do that as well if that is something you need to do. Be a great time to think of comments or questions. I will take time to answer them if there are any. Only other thing I'll say is if you like the little motivational poetry thing I do, you can look it up on any music distributor and you'll find it under Gaming with Knack, Inspirations of a Gamer. Press forward, even if it is that it seems that you're going backwards. For your perception, it may seem as you're going backwards. It's not always an instant effect. That's something you got to remember as you're doing that. Just because it is that you have not seen it, does not mean it is not in motion. Another little piece of information I like to incorporate and tell you about this motion. A body that is already in motion tends to stay in motion. One that is relaxed tends to relax. If you do not get that, if it is that you are being lazy, you will tend to be lazy. If you are not being lazy, you will tend not to be lazy. You have to change that if it is that you're not doing something, to where it is that you just automatically do that something. Press forward even when it is that you wish you do not. You do not know how much progress, if it is you choose to not, that you lose upon that spot. It could be a week, 2, 6 months, or a year. You never know. That opportunity, if it is you're not pushing forward in the place you call here, then it will not be, and you cannot see. And then you missed a perfect opportunity. Press forward even when it is that you don't wish. When it is that you are persistent, as it is you choose to do this. It will be noticed by ones that are the ones to take the notice. Even when it is that others would think you should stop. Pay attention, how long is it that they have been stopped? Body that is in motion tends to stay. One that is not tends to stay. Can they actually said they have done anything upon that day? Then why would it be that you would listen to anything they have to say? For they don't even know what upon motion is. They do not know what pushing forward in your dream is. They could never understand, for they particularly lay and you stand. What's the difference between when it is that you stand and lay? One is in motion, one is not in that day. Push forward. Stop making your excuses why you cannot push forward. No matter if it is that you currently see it or not, you could be losing an opportunity if it is that you choose to sit still in that spot. Do not wait for too long. Regardless if you have victory or defeat, or you have seen neither victory or defeat. You need to move on your feet, not just stand there or lay. You are the one that chooses if you push forward upon this day. Never know, that particular day you choose not to do as it is that you would normally do. If it is you are one that pushes forward, There could have been one that was looking for someone, but because you did not show your presence, they were unaware of such presence. Or one that was looking for consistency, seeing that for the most part you had consistency, but when it is the day that they wanted to see, no, it is that you did not push forward, did not continue to try to go forward. And the question they would ask, I thought they had consistency. Why is it that they did not last? And then your opportunity, it goes away fast. Push forward. Prove upon the fact you are strong enough to push forward. Even if it is that you feel you do not have progress. Just because you yourself feel you do not have progress. The ones that watch you ever think of that view? What would one think if consistently you did as it is that you do, regardless of what another happens to do or think? Push forward. Don't overthink. There are times when you must hesitate, yes, but those are few and far between. Of course, also pushing forward. Something else could be seen. I'm sure if it is that you have watched my content before, there's something I'm not doing, isn't there? Am I fully playing this character as it is? For someone that has watched me play before, they would know that, would they not? So, pushing forward. Am I supposed to play fully upon this spot? If it is you're not giving all as it is you're pushing forward, another good reason why you may not see the opportunity. How could it be that you would see it if you were not showing your skill in order for you to see it? Good question, isn't it? That's another way that you could stop yourself. Weeks, months, or years. Just depends on how it is you actually try to do what it is that you're supposed to do to the fullest ability of you. Push forward, hold nothing back. Otherwise, that may come back in a way that you may not wish it to. Pushing forward. Do you not wish to have the best result? Pushing forward. Pushing forward and pushing forward fully is two different things. So which of these two apply to you in these such things? Makes me wonder. These opportunities. You wonder why you do not get these things? While pushing forward, you must pay attention to these such things. For if it is that you do not, you will miss that opportunity because you did not fully push forward in that spot. Doesn't matter if it is that you get it or not. The proof of what it is that you will get will be in that spot. So, are you a body that tends to be in motion, but are you only partially in motion? Are you fully? Are you not? Do we even understand what it is I mean when I say that in this spot? Are you one that's pursuing your dream, but only part way? Why would you do such things as pursuing it only part way? Multiple ways you can show your skill upon this day. Prove you do deserve an opportunity, even if it is that another thinks that you do not. For the one that gives the opportunity is the one that decides that in the spot. Are you one that tends to not be in motion, and then complain about what it is that you got because you were not in motion? I wonder. Do we even understand? Do you complain about what it is, but yet you lay and you do not stand? Push forward. Stop making excuses. Excuses sound best to the ones that are making them. So how does it sound to you as it is that you're making them? But as it is that you might be pushing forward, something very important I will also mention as it is that you are pushing forward. It is good to be in motion, yes. But stay in your lane as it is you're doing this motion. Because that is what is noticed. Or to change lane. That is very clearly noticed. In case you don't know what it is I mean, I do game videos. Why I do motivational poetry. If I were to change that into something else, I would be changing lanes. This is my niche. To change that changes what it is I do. An example of staying in your lane as it is you Alrighty, I'm back from my little intermission, and yes, all is going well. Hold on, there we go. Now, I was addressing what issues might be stopping you. So, now, how do you address that? The absence of willingness. First, you have to make that decision. Will you decide to go forward with what it is that you feel that you need to do, or will you not? Moving forward, would you decide that? And I will also mention, I have made a staggering amount of video references, including that moving forward. They're all speaking about whatever subject that may be, by the way. Now, moving forward, the absence of willingness. How would you address such things as this? Well, first, you must have a source to conquer such things as this. Your source of courage, your orienting beliefs, and what it is that you wish to accomplish, the reasons why you wish to accomplish. They must be internalized. If it is that you don't do that, you cannot manifest external what you do not have internal. If you're not sure upon what it is that you are doing wrong, at the end of the day or the start, pay attention to either that day or the previous one. Try to find out what it is that made you fail with your failed attempts in the previous one. If you can do that, you can answer how it is that you can change that. If it is that you can't, well, I think you're pretty sure what will happen if it is that you can't. What about determination, dedication, concentration, consistency? How can you correct such things as this? Of course, your source will influence this. What it is that guides you, your map or compass. This can be something that guides your business or your personal life, or anything else that you wish to not have strife. All you must think is, how is it that I can get a different view, see past the mountain that I currently view? At first, you must acknowledge what stands before you, and know and believe that you have a way through. To do that, what is one thing I've already mentioned? Your source. What you have internalized. If it is that you think that you are nothing and you cannot accomplish anything, you need a renewing of the mind to know upon the fact that if you know what it is that you have done wrong, you can change that. To think opposite of what maybe another might speak over you with their mouth, or an edge of a knife that represents the mouth. Also, you must realize if it is that you speak bad about yourself, you use this knife against yourself. And if it is that you happen to use this edge of a knife, eventually it changes to a sword instead of a knife. Do you speak truth or do you speak lies? Do you use it to take jabs upon your enemy? Or do you use it to slice down your enemy? With outside noise, do you listen to what it is that someone else that is not one that believes that you can achieve? Do you listen? Do you let it be? You are the one that decides what will be. You make a conscious decision. So how is it that you can possibly change that? By the renewing of your mind, for starters, and knowing that if you speak with truth of what it is that is possible, then it is possible. If it is, you see something and you accept it, by default, you are not a good boxer that knows upon how it is to bob and weave. For in life, it will throw punches at you. Will you stand there or just bob and weave? Yes, it can be hard. But what happens if you're harder? What happens if you know the benefits, the resources, your ability that you are able to do things that some, regardless what it is that they wish to do, they cannot do? You must get a new mindset and a different view. Instead of accepting the negativity that is in front of you, act as if it is not there. Act as if it does not exist. For a mountain that stands before you that you cannot see, does it exist? The problem that you might see, there is always a solution. You are the one that chooses if you see or are able to see this solution. If it is you're focused upon what it is that is wrong, you will not see what it is that you can do to make it to where it is what it is you see. That is, if it is, in truth, internal, you believe. If you're an unwavering person, as I am, it does not matter what situation, it does not matter. Because I already know the truth of the matter. I can turn the tables upon what it is that matter. If it is that I do everything that I possibly can, then I can get a result Because I prove that I can. Your mindset means a lot. If it is that internal and external, you do not expect a lot. Do you think that you will get that? Or will you not? Do you speak upon what it is that you wish but no actions, or the arrow is shot out of the arrow when it is you do this? That would be why it is you're not getting success. For if it is that you wish to honestly get whatever it is that you call this, do you honestly think you can just speak about it and do nothing and get it? Why would it be that that kind of thing would happen? You wish to be successful in your relationships. You must spend time with that person to have that relationship. You wish to be successful in your business. You wish to be successful in whatever it is that you wish to have success in. You must work on it to get that. It is not something just handed out. It's not easy. I will not say that. But when you are relentless, well, means you will not settle for what it is. That is a circumstance. That is not what it is that you wish as far as the circumstance. Does not mean that you will win every single one. But if it is that you try, you can say that in truth, I have actually honestly tried. Doesn't mean the circumstance will be the same. Doesn't mean if you were to settle, you, because it is you chose not to, you would get the same. If you get what I mean. Think of a circumstance you did nothing with. What would have happened if you tried to change the tables to get a better circumstance? Maybe not exactly the best, but better than what it is when you settled. You cannot win every single fight. Even if you are a boxer that knows how to bob and weave, there will be a few times that makes you humble, but relentless. To accept it and brush off the dust, and learn from what it is and why you happen to have got that dust, makes it to where that happens less and less until you forget how to do it wrong. Whatever it is you happen to have done wrong. Your state of mind must be in a way that even with the most worst circumstance you could ever see, you see past it. Doesn't matter how bad it might be. If it is positivity that you see or think can be, you will see opportunities. If it is that you have a negative one because you have that mindset, that is what it is that you will get. Easy way you can describe this. Birds of a feather flock together. If you have thoughts of negativity, what will be the only thing you see? If you have thoughts of positivity, what is it that you will see? Birds of a feather flock together. Thoughts and opportunities. It's fairly easy to see. Well, this is very, very applicable. Oh, maybe you might be thinking, well, I keep getting no's. Well, guess what? Make it into a game. How many no's do I get before I get a yes? All of a sudden, it becomes fun, doesn't it? Try to make it personalized if it is something you're doing for business. Yes, you might have a script or something that overall you're supposed to follow, but if you make it to where somebody cannot tell that this is something that you follow, how much more would they be willing? Hmm? If it is, instead of something like that, you make it more personal. Make them laugh or smile. More likely to get a sell if it is you can make someone smile. Same thing with circumstance. Somebody acts in a way that is negative towards you. Smile and see upon what it is they do. Trust me, it is a very, very funny view. They become confused and bewildered. For the strife they try to give you has been switched. So the only thing they can do is do this. What it is they meant for strife, you all of a sudden turn it into life. Especially if it is one that does not like to see such things as that. Got enemies? Good. Do that. It shows upon the fact that you would stand for something. Now, let me ask you a hypothetical question that will help you understand this, and why it is I say this. If it is that there is one that happens to be criticizing you, what would be the point? If it was that you were below them, it shows that you are higher and they wish to downgrade you to where it is they are the same as you. There would be no point if it was you were below them. At that point, it shows that you are above and beyond them. Does it not? Because there would be no point, would there? Now, if it is that you stand for a great cause, this is my question. Upon if it is that you stand for a great cause, is it something that you might get attacked for? This is what it is that you should worry more. It is not when it is that your enemy attacks you that you should worry. It is when they don't. For it proves that you are not a threat when it is they choose and do not. Are you a threat? Or are you not? Now that can be considered in business as well. Is there another one, similar to yours, that dwells? If there is a business such as this, do you get criticism from this business that happens to be this? Maybe at that point you might understand why it is they would do this. Right? It's fairly understandable why it is they would do this, isn't it? Or someone that doesn't wish to see you have personal growth. Why would it be? They would try to disgrade you when it is you're having personal growth. Do they wish for you to be upon the same level? For they are not a king amongst any level, or a queen for that matter. Things not noticed. Would it be that in these kinds of things you would notice? Now enough about that. What about how it is that you would change that? What about the state of mind? What about the view that you see at that time? Now, if someone wishes to make you seem that you are less, what happens if you show in every bit that can ever be truth that they are misinformed and have misconceptions about you? Or they misunderstand and they are distracted by things, for they are not humble, for they can be and are distracted. And their eyes are not open. They are ones that would be coy and sly, trying to prove or show another a lie, but with a sword of truth and a shield that pushes back. How is it that they can combat against that? For a sword of truth cuts through all. And the shield that pushes back takes their edge of a knife, and it is deflected back. And they are the one that is hit instead of you. With a renewing of your mind. And a state that it should be. There is no mountain that can stand before you or be. This can be applied to your situation as well. Can it not? But you must have the willingness. You must have the concentration. You must have. You must have. You must have the persistence. You must know what it is that you need to correct with persistence. You must know things that most would not notice, for these are simple things that ones amongst that are not kings would not notice, or queens, if it is that you are one that is not a man. It's all about how it is that you perceive yourself, the perception of what it is that you will accept for yourself. If it is that you will settle for nothing less, and you are relentless until it is that that is what it is that you get, then nothing will change, for you have not changed within. And you cannot show outside what it is you have not changed from within. Changes for whatever it is, if it is that you have watched the first part. These were the issues that you might have had for the success that you wish to get. But is it easy for you to get? You must be relentless and consistent. Otherwise, your result, it is not consistent. Push forward. Otherwise, in whatever area you wish to have growth, you will not go forward. So, in that fact, you cannot be moving forward. You're not willing to try something new, and yet you wonder why it is negative results you view. To try to find out what was done correctly and what was not is the only thing you can figure out how it is to do correct or not. So, do you wish to have success or not? It's a decision that only you can make. Do you act or do you hesitate? Do you think that you are less? Might want to start correcting that if that is what it is that you see and get. Because otherwise, the success you wish to get, it will not be what it is that you see. For, with your actions and words, you have not willed it to be. You cannot make something be if it is that you do not believe. You cannot let someone else see what it is that you think you can do if it is that no actions are followed. If they are not demonstrated. You realize what a demonstration is, do you not? They are displaying or showing exactly what to do, or showing what it is they say they will do. Do you have a standard that is above and beyond what another would do? Is it something that is more difficult because of the way that you happen to do? Give you just a personal example. How many do what it is that I'm doing the way that I'm doing it? Does that not set me apart, unique, from the start? Right? Doesn't it? I'm sure some wonder why it is that I do it the way that I do. Speaking motivation as I play a game in front of you. You must also think upon how much I have to continuously pay attention to. I have to pay attention to what is happening with my character. I have to know what it is I'm about to say, or at least have a general idea. Pay attention to the mechanics, all at the same time. How many can speak the way that I do, as it is that they are doing what it is that I do? Do you see? For me, doing this is like lifting weights upon what it is that I'm doing. It is far more difficult for me to do what it is that I am doing. I'm challenging myself beyond what it is that most would ever try to do. At least in the field that I happen to do. I'm not saying that amongst what it is I'm doing, it's harder than what it is that another is able and is doing. But for me, it's much harder. So why would it be that I would be doing something that happens to be harder? Pushing past a limit. It also, I know in truth, limits upon what it is that I can say. What it is that, in my field, if I did not have such a limit in front of me, what kind of result would it be that you would see? Now, you may not understand upon what it is I mean, but remember that mountain thing I spoke of? A mountain is a challenge, is it not? What happens if it is you know your limitations, and you put one in front of yourself to challenge those limitations? What happens then? Similar to how a weightlifter would do bench press, right? Challenge to exact limit. Knowing and paying attention to what it is that you know that is your limit. To push yourself constantly. I'm sure you do not understand what it is I mean. So I will show you what it is I mean. How much gap is there? That's a spot. That's a spot. That's a spot. That's a spot. That's what I just currently did on this character right now. And that was the intermission. Now I have limitations upon what it is that I can say, because I have to pay attention to the game. At the same time that I say what it is I say. I'm doing that to push myself to where there is not as many gap. Just imagine if there was hardly any gap. What happens if it is that I take away what it is that is challenging me to be what it is that you currently see? Push past your limit. Wish to have success? You ever think of setting your own mountains that you must climb to improve for yourself upon this time? Maybe self-rules to make it to ensure that an absence of willingness cannot be, an absence of determination cannot be, an absence of concentration cannot be, an absence of any other mountain besides the one that you would put in front of yourself can be. They're putting a limit. I'm pushing past what it is that is, I know, is my limit. Why would I do such a thing as this? Because I know if it is I wish to have growth, I have to do this. Because otherwise it would be no challenge, as it is I do this. Comes so natural that most of the time I don't even know what I'm going to say. It just comes natural. Now I know there's moments that it does not come from myself. So I cannot fully take the credit for myself. That is a part of being humble but relentless. But how in your life or your business can you apply such things to make testing your limits your business? Is it very easy to do such things as this? To know that you are testing yourself, while it is that you are doing whatever it is that is this? To have a standard above what another would ever try to do. To know that success, there's only one way for that to happen. You must push past your limits if it is that you wish for that to happen. That also, though, doesn't mean that I will change a horse. Of course, I do such things without remorse. Does that mean I cannot expand, though? Like the inspirations of a gamer. I expand it upon what it is I do, and show it without what it is that you are currently viewing. The only other part that you do not see, technically speaking, I cannot allow that to be. If it is monetized and all of that, I wish to be, but there's always music I'm listening to as it is that I'm doing. Most of the time, orchestra. In fact, a lot of times I cannot even hear what it is I'm saying while I'm listening to this orchestra. Did you know that as well? I can hardly hear upon what it is I say most of the time, for the music is above what it is that I am hearing at that time. In fact, when it is that I have to try to do as it is that I do my inspirations of a gamer, I am required to listen to what it is to make sure. And a lot of times I always say this, I forgot I said this. Now how is it that might be able to be applied? The outside noise is not distracting me from what it is that I am saying, is it? It also proves upon the fact it must be internal for me to say whatever it is that is that. If it is that I cannot hear or see what it is that I say, is that not kind of like lifting weights too, as well, upon a day? You wish to have success, drown out the other stuff. That is the only way you can have that success. No, I am being humble as it is I do this, not boasting or anything else. Just explaining what it is I do and why I do it. Nothing more, nothing less. Then I'm also being honest. Now, is that another way to be successful? Is it that you wish to be successful? Those questions that I happen to have asked on the first section of this, were you honest when it is that you happen to have answered such things as this? Or were you not? If it was that you weren't, no wonder. As far as the success. So, if it is that you wish to have it, of course, you must be honest first, if it is you wish to have it. Well, that looks like all the time I have for now, so until next time.